I've told this story a couple times to people I trust, but I never told it all the way through. Most folks just laugh it off and say we scared ourselves. But I was there. I know what I saw. 5 years ago, I went camping with 3 friends, my cousin Jared and 2 of our buddies, Nick and Sam. Just a weekend trip up in the mountains. Nothing crazy. Just one of those let's get away from everything trips. We loaded up some gear, drove as far as we could on the old logging roads, then hiked another couple miles off trail until we found a good clearing. We set up camp, got a fire going, cracked a few beers. That first night was perfect. Clear sky, stars everywhere, owls hooting in the distance. Nothing weird. The second night, though, it started with the feeling we weren't alone. You ever get that? Like somebody's watching you, even though there's no one around? That's how it felt. Jared even joked about it when we were collecting firewood. He stopped, looked back over his shoulder and said, "Feels like we've got company." We laughed it off. Probably just deer, right? But later, when we were sitting around the fire, we kept hearing something moving just outside the circle of light. Not heavy footsteps, not like a bear or anything, but slow, careful steps, like it was taking its time. Sam grabbed his flashlight and shined it out there. Nothing, just trees. A few minutes later, same sound. Step, step, step. Nick finally got mad, stood up and shouted, "Hey, if someone's out there, come on in. Quit sneaking around." Silence. We sat there for a while, just staring into the dark. After a bit, Jared goes, "Let's just ignore it. If it's an animal, it'll move on. If it's a person, they're probably trying to scare us." So we tried. We went back to talking, but none of us could really relax. Every crack of a twig had us looking over our shoulders. That night, when we went to sleep, I swear I heard something walking circles around our tents. Next morning, Nick looked rough. He said, "You guys heard that too, right?" Sam said he thought he'd seen a shadow pass by his tent when the fire burned low. Said it looked like a man, but taller. We all argued about it for a while. Jared thought we were just spooking each other. I wanted to believe him, but I knew what I'd heard. That evening, we built the fire bigger than the night before. None of us wanted to sit in the dark, and sure enough, the noises started again. But this time, it wasn't just walking. We heard whistling. Not a bird, not the wind. A tune. Low and slow, like someone trying to copy a song, but not quite getting it right. Jared stood up and yelled, "That's not funny." The whistling stopped. We waited. Nothing. Then, right behind us, from the opposite side of camp, the same tune started up again. We nearly fell over each other getting closer to the fire. That's when we made the mistake. We decided to leave the next morning, but we didn't wait. We started packing right then, in the dark. Nick said, "I'm not staying here another night. Whatever that is, I don't want it coming any closer." So we killed the fire, threw our stuff together, and started hiking back toward the road, and that's when we realized it was following us. You could hear it in the brush, always just far enough back that when we shined a light, there was nothing there, but close enough we couldn't pretend it wasn't real. Every so often the whistling would start again. Same tune, always behind us. I don't think I've ever hiked that fast in my life. We didn't even stop to rest. Just kept moving until we hit the road and piled into the truck. We thought we were safe once we were driving. We even laughed a little. Nervous laughter, you know? But halfway down the mountain, Jared looked out his window and went pale. He swore he saw someone running through the trees, keeping pace with the truck. We got home around dawn. Nobody really said much, just went our separate ways. I figured that was the end of it. But a couple nights later, I was in bed and I heard it. That same whistling, right outside my window. I froze. Didn't move, didn't breathe. Just listened. After a minute, it stopped. Next day, I texted the others. Nick said he'd heard it too. Sam said he saw something tall in his backyard, standing at the tree line, watching the house. It wasn't just in the woods anymore. It followed us home. Weeks went by like that. Random knocks at night. Whistling outside our houses. Shadows in the corner of your eye. Nick moved 2 towns over to live with his girlfriend, but he said it didn't matter. He still hears it sometimes. Jared won't talk about it at all. Just shuts down if you bring it up. As for me, I still live in the same house, and every so often, late at night when everything's quiet, I'll hear it again. That same broken tune, closer than it should be. Sometimes at the window, sometimes at the back door. And I know it's still out there, still watching, still following.